The average person is said to spend 15 minutes in the bathroom. Why not take advantage of that time and learn something new? Presenting the 15-minute podcast on weird facts, crazy details, and funny particulars that you'll be able to enjoy while you're taking a on your free time. Welcome to This Shit with Sam Butler. Welcome to another episode of the Shit Podcast. I want to thank you guys for joining us. We are actually out of town. I am out of town. I am not able to record in Juarez at the studio, so I apologize if the picture isn't good or the sound quality isn't the same, but we didn't want to not do the podcast this week, so we're doing it on remote, and I have a very special friend. You've seen him here before, a stand-up comedian who lives in Los Angeles, but was originally from El Paso and is now based in Los Angeles.
Remote locations.
Yeah, we're doing a remote. This is Ralph Molina.
Rav, what's up, yo?
Yo, thank you for joining me on this episode of the Shit Podcast.
Hell yeah, thank you, Sam, for having me, dude. Last time was awesome. Definitely different.
Yeah.
Not as cozy.
It's not as cozy.
We made it happen.
But we're here. We're in Santa Barbara.
Made it happen for you guys. He made it happen for you guys. Yeah. He's like, bring your chair from the other room up. We're going to do this.
Yeah, we're in Goleta, California.
Goleta
is what they call it here.
Goleta.
Which is 10 minutes or 10 miles outside of Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara, yeah, well, that would be the bigger city.
Yeah, it's like very close, right? Yeah. It's considered part of Santa Barbara, but it's a very nice area.
It's
badass. Very, very, very nice. We're out here doing some work, and I said, Ralph, I need help with the podcast, and so he said, let's do it. But more than that, it's time to have you back, bro. You hadn't been here since what? Like you were one of the earliest episodes that I did. I don't know.
Yeah, like 6 months ago, I think.
No, it's close to a year ago already.
Really? I'm bad with time, bro.
Oh, but you did this is your third time, right?
Oh, shit, it is, because then I did the Juarez one.
Yeah, we went back to Juarez recently and did it.
Yeah, with the one that was probably like 6 months ago.
Yeah, 6 months ago. But here we are, we're doing it again, and this time I thought we would talk about something that we would normally talk about in Spanish, but I figured a lot of the listeners that are listening in English might enjoy this topic.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to talk a little bit about the history of the mariachi. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you think of Mexican music, iconic, you're thinking mariachis.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting, I was looking into the history of the mariachi because a lot of us don't know. I mean, we grew up with the culture, but a lot of us don't know exactly where this came from. You know, this music, the sound, it's a very unique sound.
It came from Mariachi, Mexico, Sam.
No, it didn't. There's no Mariachi in Mexico. but you know, if you had told me that, I would have bought it. I would have really? Where's Mariachi located? It's in Jalisco.
Next to Encanto, Colombia, okay?
Yeah.
It's next to Encanto, Colombia.
It's from Mariachi, Mexico. That is not a true
Hey, Disney, that's my idea. Stay away from Mariachi, Mexico.
But there's a thing about mariachis. They're recognized worldwide because of their uniform, right? But the uniform isn't even that old. That's something that was more recent.
Where did it come from?
What happens with the mariachis is that there's a couple of different ideas of where they came from, but it all originated with worship, actually, believe it or not. And I believe it because
worshiping God?
Worshiping God through the church. But one of the things says that the mariachis actually started when the Spaniards came into Mexico. They brought Western instruments with them, like the harp and guitars and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Right? And there was some indigenous...
So there weren't guitars in Mexico before that?
I'm not sure. I didn't check that fact. Okay. But they did bring... I doubt it.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that there was stringed instruments, although there could have been some sort of stringed instrument.
Like a version of a guitar.
Yeah,
because... Maybe totally different, yeah.
I firmly believe that...
Stick in a string.
The Native Americans, I believe, migrated from Asia. I believe that, like... I see so many similarities.
Yeah.
In the culture.
Kind of it went like this.
Yeah, if you look at it, I mean, if you look at a lot of the stuff that they do in Asia, like, and then you look at the Native Americans,
very chakra, very we're all one kind of
deal, like in Asia, the smoking the opium,
peace pipes,
right? And so then you see that they do the same with peyote in the Native Americans. Yeah. So
the mariachis.
If you look at a Native American all in feathers, and you look at like
Asians,
an Asian,
peacocks, are a big thing.
So you see that there's a similarity. So anyway, they get here, and the Spaniards, and they come into the region, and they run into a tribe which are descendants of the Chimalhuacan indigenous people, and their nickname was the Cocas, right? And they inhabited the region that is now known as like Jalisco.
Oh wow!
Right, and these people had natural musical abilities. They were very big.
The Coca people from Mexico.
Yeah, the indigenous people were very harmonious, and they were very musical.
So they had like
and they had that, and then they also had a lot of homemade instruments, but mostly drums.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That
were wood carved and covered in skin, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And they would drum, and they had the rhythm and the beats. And so then they start to see the Spaniards show up with stringed instruments, harps, guitars, right? And they start carving out their version of those instruments, which is the vihuela or el guitarrón, which is a bass version of the vihuela, right? And so those are the guitars. I believe the mariachi guitar is like a 5-string guitar, where the guitarrón is a 6-string guitar, but it's a bass, right? And so
is that the little looking guitar?
It's the real fat one where the guy.
Oh yeah, the little guy like that.
Yeah,
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that's the guitarrón.
Oh, okay.
Right? And they also had a drumming guitar, which is something. They traditionally would use violins.
Yes.
And mariachis traditionally use violins and guitars. Some mariachis use flutes. Some use harps. It just depends.
Yeah.
Now, the trumpet, which is an instrument that we associate with mariachis today, wasn't even part of the mariachi band traditionally.
Really?
It was considered too loud and obnoxious for that type of music.
Wow.
Now, there's theories of how the name came about, and one of the theories is that when the first mariachis, which was like the 1700s, were singing harmoniously, they were actually singing praises in the church to Mary, and some people say that that's where the word comes from. That there's a part of the song that is like son de Maria, so it's like mariachi, right? And so that's what they think it comes from. Mariachi. You know, Maria.
Mariachi, guys.
Mariachi.
Maria.
That's one of the theories of where their name came from. The other theory is that it's an indigenous word, part of the Coca tribe, which their language is now extinct in Mexico.
Oh man, that sucks.
Right, but that's something that there's like 100 and something.
But there's no they don't know what
they don't know where it came from.
Yeah,
and then there was a theory that. Mariachi, there's several. There's a theory that the actual word mariachi comes from a variation of the French. This is an old French, not in modern French, version of the word marriage.
Oh,
so, which was mariachi.
Cause like a celebration, or like,
and so these guys were invited to play at a wedding and a marriage in the French marriages. Now, that idea has recently been debunked.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah, where they said that that's just a coincidence that they sound the same. They sound very much the same. If you look at the spelling, it's like change 1 or 2 letters, and it's the same. And it's the same word. But they're actually saying that there's
French.
There's actual reference to mariachis 10 years before the French intervention.
Ah, see.
So there's proof that they existed.
Fuck you, Macron.
before the French, right? And of course, mariachis wear their uniform, and their uniform was later incorporated as part of their look, and it was based on the charro uniform. Now the charro is a little bit different because the charro is the Mexican cowboy.
Yeah,
a Mexican cowboy, they would wear the same kind of hat. But the charro hat has 4 dents on the top, where the mariachi hat only has 2 dents on the top.
Yes, to differentiate. Don't shoot me.
Yeah, no. And then some of the articles that I read said that it's actually a charro uniform in its gala version, right? In its luxury version.
Sam, there's a nicer way of saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. In its gala version?
In the gala version, yeah, and it's nightwear.
It's like the pimped out Mexican cowboy.
Yeah,
And it makes sense, dude. How cool do those all those people look? The mariachi people.
Well,
men and women alike.
It wasn't until
they look amazing, dude.
It wasn't until the 1930s that a major music radio station manager insisted that they incorporate the trumpet.
Really?
In the 1930s. So that wasn't that long ago, and it increasingly became more popular, right? But what really made mariachi popular in Mexico, because at first mariachis were not accepted.
Or not the music of choice per se.
I'm going to say they weren't accepted by the high society in Mexico. They
like trios? They like trios better?
No, they looked at them as ranchers.
For sure.
They looked at them as poor. They looked at them as rural people.
Yeah.
But it wasn't till Lázaro Cárdenas, the president of Mexico, campaigned and brought mariachis with him on his campaign trail that they really started to become popular in Mexico. And then it took off. And it took off in later years.
He saw how many people love that music.
He
goes, these my rich friends that are dicks don't like this music, but the whole other nation likes them. Yeah.
And he saw it as a way to unite the people. So he was like, we're gonna unite the people through mariachi music. And so
what a smart fucker.
Yeah.
Should do that with the Indians too, dicks.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Sorry.
Somebody's a little upset right now. Yeah. Now there's interesting facts, but some researchers affirm that Jalisco, Michoacán, Colima, and Nayarit shared the birth of the tradition, and as the sound spread through the country, from Aguascalientes, Durango, Guanajuato, Oaxaca, Sinaloa, Sonora, Zacatecas. Yeah, all this took off into the United States. It started in California.
Yeah.
And it became part of the Mexican identity.
Yeah, anywhere where there was a Mexican family or Mexican party, there was bound to probably be a mariachi.
Exactly. I was in New York and I saw mariachis on the subway. It was incredible.
Damn.
Dude,
isn't it cool when they come out of nowhere?
Yeah, we're on the subway, the mariachis get on the subway, and you're like, Viva Mexico! Right?
Yeah.
You're like, we're New York, bro. Yeah. It's like, it's awesome, man. Now, let me see. I'm trying to find the fact. So we know that it was a priest in 1852 that wrote about the mariachis. It was 1910 when their uniform started to become something. And it's the short jacket, the ornamental pants, the embroidered belt, the boots.
The pimpest, dude, one of the pimpest uniforms ever.
Hey, this kid that just went to the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, the Mexican kid that was in the ice skating, did you see him?
No.
Yeah.
Don't tell you
he was wearing a jumpsuit, and it was all like a mariachi jumpsuit.
That's cool. Badass. I can't believe I didn't see that on social media. Damn.
It was all over social media, on my social media, but a lot of my friends are from Mexico. but it's evolved over the years, and if you're a Mexican, it's a source of pride. especially when you're in other cities like Chicago.
Yeah, that's what you just said about New York or anywhere.
They were saying that this is mariachi super big in Colombia, in Venezuela, and other countries like that. Yeah. And you know that in that series Narcos?
Yeah.
There's a mariachi on stage at one of the first episodes, and he goes, "Hey, play it again," and he's singing the same song, and it's the intro song to the show.
Yeah.
And the guy is in a mariachi, and I was thinking, that's weird. That's Colombia, and they got mariachis. Well, that's a big deal. They teach, and then they were saying that this was integrated into the school system. And it's true. I was in high school. I went to Eastwood High School, and there was a mariachi band as part of the band. One of the bands that the school had.
Wow.
And whenever the mariachi band, it was weird because there would be white kids in the mariachi band.
Yeah.
But they were awesome. You know? And they would get, and you would see them playing, and they were really good at playing. And it was like a very mixed mariachi band where you had white kids and Latino kids. And the other thing about mariachis is they don't have a lead singer.
No, everybody in each.
According to everybody's attributes, they get assigned certain songs.
Yeah.
So if there's a song that this guy sings better, then
you sing.
And there's women mariachis too.
Oh yeah, they're the best.
Yeah.
Linda
Ronstadt in 1987 recorded "Canciones de Mi Padre," which made it super popular in other countries.
Yeah.
You know, so that was awesome. And
Linda Ronstadt, bro.
Linda Ronstadt.
My brother would know all about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you that I love that album. When it came out, I was a teenager. I listened to that thing a bunch of times. And
is that the chick that you said that you had a crush on? You had her bang when you were a kid?
No, bro. Come on, man.
That's on the other shit episode.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to say how this music has evolved. One of the things that I ran into, I was driving down the road here in California, and I saw a billboard for a band called Mariachi.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those dudes, bro.
Yeah, and they're actually performing at one of the big casinos.
Really?
And so I had to look them up, bro. They do metal covers in mariachi music.
Yeah.
Right, they do Metallica, Judas Priest, all these different covers, but it's all. I thought it was gonna suck.
No, I've heard a few of their songs.
Yeah, I watched some of their videos. I was like, this is actually pretty cool, you know? Yeah. So check out Mariachi, which is crazy when you think about it. It's metal, and you know what I can describe it as? It reminded me of the movie Desperado a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like a mix of modern and old and culture and so on and so forth. But with that, we wrap up this episode of the Shit Podcast. Talking about mariachis. And with that, thank you guys for joining us. Where can people find you on social media?
At Raf Comedy, Raf Talks, and YouTube.
Yeah. You can find me as Tu Amigo Sam on all my social media networks, as well as my YouTube channel is Tu Amigo Sam. Please like, subscribe, leave your comments. Thank you guys very much. Make sure you hit the notifications bell. You can find me on Spotify and different platforms for podcasts as Sta Cagado Podcast. That's right, the shit is the English version of Sta Cagado Podcast. And with that, thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for allowing us to be here on the road. And
remote.
We'll see you next time.
You're the shit, Sam.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you, bro.
See you. Bye.